Okay, now perhaps now down to the most important section or whatnot, which is the withering, or what does it mean to wither away the state or whatnot, right? So Lenin makes this. So I guess for context or whatnot, in Lenin's time or whatnot, right? A polemic that the opportunists use against the anarchists or whatnot, right, is they constantly use this phrase or whatnot that the state is to wither away or whatnot, and they use this phrase or whatnot against the anarchists or whatnot, right? Because the anarchists say abolish the state, and Lenin or whatnot, Lenin makes a point of hey, let's read Marx or whatnot, and let's see what Marx has to say, and Lenin says no, the bourgeois state has to be abolished because Marxists understand that what it means to Marxists understand that the bourgeois state or whatnot is a state that serves the capitalist class or whatnot, right? And if the proletariat is to seize power or whatnot, then the proletariat must seize power, if the proletariat is to seize power or whatnot, it is to create its own state or whatnot, right? So, what's it called? Wait, here, let me, 1 second. So Lenin makes. Give me 1 second. Let me just scroll this. Yes. So Lenin makes the point that hey, the withering away of the state or whatnot is not an abdication for revolution or whatnot. But Lenin's whole point is the whole purpose of a socialist revolution or whatnot is for the proletariat to seize power or whatnot, right? Seize power and internationalize the means of production or whatnot, right? And in doing so or whatnot, what it does is it abolishes the bourgeois state. And I should note here or whatnot that, what the bourgeois or what the proletariat does or whatnot with the bourgeois state or whatnot is that, it does help the bourgeois state or whatnot perfect its executive and parliamentary function or whatnot, right? As the proletariat grows, or as the proletariat politically matures, or comes to political maturity in political maturity in capitalism or whatnot, what the proletariat is doing or whatnot through its organization or whatnot is it is perfecting the parliamentary system by giving itself its own political organizations within the state. It is perfecting the executive branch. It is perfecting, or in some sense, it is increasing the repressive measures against it or whatnot, because the bourgeoisie or whatnot don't want the proletariat to do that. But in this strengthening of both the executive and parliamentary functions or whatnot, right, of the state or whatnot, right, what the proletariat does or whatnot is it perfects it or whatnot only to abolish it or whatnot through revolution or whatnot, right? It organizes it uses these as a means of organization to abolish the bourgeois state or whatnot, or to abolish the bourgeois state apparatus or whatnot, right? And what it does by abolishing the bourgeois state or whatnot, right, and what it does by seizing state power or whatnot, and internationalizing the means of production or whatnot, is it establishes the dictatorship of the proletariat. And it should be noted here that dictatorship of the proletariat or whatnot does not literally mean dictatorship or whatnot. America is a representative democracy. Yeah, there might be cynical remarks here and there or whatnot, but America is a representative democracy or whatnot. Russia or whatnot right now is is Russia right now an oligarchy, or what is Russia's system of government right now? Well, Russia is much more authoritarian or whatnot, right? But all in all or whatnot, right? Saudi Arabia or whatnot, right, is a theocracy or whatnot, right? But all in all, despite all these different forms of the state or whatnot, they're all the same in essence, and the fact that they're all dictatorship of the bourgeoisie or whatnot. They're all bourgeois states or whatnot, right? They're all states that serve the interests of the bourgeoisie or whatnot, right? A worker state or whatnot, whether that be, because Lenin makes the point that in socialist society or whatnot, you're going to have a variety of political forms or whatnot, but all of them will in essence be a proletarian state, or they will all be the dictatorship of the proletariat. They will all serve ultimately the interest of the proletariat as a class. But here's the thing or whatnot, right? If the proletariat seizes state power as a class or whatnot, right, and abolishes itself as a class or whatnot, this means that the state is going to immediately start withering away, because if the state is this function, or if the state exists as if the state is a product of the irreconcilability of class antagonism, the only reason why the proletarian state exists or whatnot is to suppress the former bourgeoisie and the former, basically suppress reactionary measures against it or whatnot, right? The state only exists or not to suppress these, suppress these more, these past elements, trying to restore capitalism or whatnot, right? And also because and also because with the proletarian state or whatnot, what you have with, or what wouldn't have with the proletarian state would be the expropriation from the expropriators, or seizing the means of production or whatnot for the interest of society and whatnot. You also have this because you can't just establish communism right off the back, or you can't establish a classless society right off the back or whatnot, right? What you have or whatnot is you have a return to bourgeois society. That is a return to this idea that this return to this idea that everyone is equal based on bourgeois right. That is, everyone is paid equally from each according to their contribution to each according to their contribution from each according to their contribution to each according to their I'm forgetting that last word. Contribution. I don't think it's need, because need is from each according to their ability to each according to their own. From each according to their contribution to each according. Whatever. Basically, the idea of bourgeois right here in a proletarian state is you have a return to bourgeois society where basically people are paid based off the hours that based strictly off of how much they work or whatnot, and they're able to buy and pay or whatnot, right? Products or whatnot based off the wages they earn or whatnot, right? But Marx makes this point, which is Marx makes this point, and he's drawing from Aristotle, which is an equal right or whatnot or an equal right among unequal people or whatnot. Ultimately, promotes inequalities or whatnot, because one person is married, one person or whatnot is sick, one person is single, one person has less needs than others, another person has more needs than other or whatnot, right? Marx's sober analysis or whatnot that the dictatorship of the proletariat, or the proletarian state or whatnot, will necessarily have to reestablish bourgeois right. It will necessarily have to reestablish bourgeois society or whatnot if it is to work through or whatnot, right? The former remains of capitalism or whatnot, or the contradictory form of bourgeois society or whatnot, right? So features of the proletarian state is that the proletarian state would be truly democratic or whatnot, because with the proletarian state or whatnot, you no longer have democracy, or you no longer have democracy being, or you no longer have this kind of sham democracy where democracy actually just serves the interests of capital or whatnot. No, you actually have a democracy that serves the interest of everyone or whatnot, right? You would have the truest form of representative democracy or whatnot, right? The proletarian state or whatnot would how it would look like is you'd have an armed population. You wouldn't have a military. You'd have a democratically armed population, or not even a democratically armed population. You just have an armed population or whatnot, right? You'd have a working body or whatnot. That is, you'd have the legislative and executive, or you'd have the bureaucracy be replaced or whatnot, right? With with much more of an administration of things or whatnot, right? Or you'd have just a much more administrative or an administration of sort or whatnot, right? But it should be noted here that democracy or whatnot is a form of the state or whatnot. Democracy is not the end goal or whatnot, because to have a democracy, what is the definition of democracy? Democracy means, power to the people, or power to the people, power to the majority, the rule of the majority or whatnot, right? Democracy is still a state or whatnot, right? So the proletarian state or whatnot will still have to wither away democracy or whatnot, and I really want to emphasize that. The proletarian state will wither away a democracy because democracy is still a form of the state or whatnot, right? And how this would look like or whatnot is you would have the government of people or whatnot, or you would have first is governance of persons or whatnot, right? To later the administration of things or whatnot, right? That is just the economy. To finally the self-legislation of society. That is, you'd finally have freedom. And let's say, you'd finally have freedom when there's no longer a state, because as long as there's a state or whatnot, you don't have freedom or whatnot, right? So yeah, the proletarian state withers away into a self-conscious, self-legislative, truly free society or whatnot, in which people are organized from each according to their ability to each according to their needs. We can't conceptualize how this might look like yet or not. We can only know in some sense the historical development to this kind of society or not, right? Yeah. Let me think if there's anything I should note here. I guess I should also note kind of this a historical dialectic here, which is because the main point here with the withering away is that the bourgeois state is to be abolished, it's to be smashed or whatnot, but the proletarian state is the thing that is to be withered away or whatnot into the classless society, that is communism or whatnot, right? So the historical dialectic here is that there's a violent revolution that leads to a peaceful transition into, in some sense, the end of history or not, right? Or in some sense, the end of prehistory and the start of human history, or the start of a new history. Because, Marx's whole point, or Marx's critique of Hegel, with Hegel understanding history as the story of freedom or whatnot, is insofar as we don't live in a free society or whatnot, Marx could say that, like, in a sense or whatnot, we're still living in prehistory or whatnot, right? Communism would, in some sense, be the end of history, but it's not the end of history as we know it. That is the end of prehistory, the end of this kind of slavery or whatnot, or this oppression or this unfreedom or whatnot of history, and the start of a true history, or the start of actual history. That is the history of an actually free society or not. I think I covered everything. I've covered everything. I've already noted what I didn't cover or whatnot at the beginning. I was gonna say, I absolutely love this work. I absolutely love the State of Revolution, and I guess I'll suggest it or not. Like, if you haven't read it, please read it or whatnot. If you read it or whatnot and you want to read more of it, do that. I guess. I guess I just want to say, like, I love this work. Like, I don't know. I would say, like, this piece is really a centerpiece of Lenin's or whatnot, right? And I guess going back to, like, a prior week or whatnot, when we talked about, like, the four Lenins or whatnot, it's kind of interesting where, like, you had the Lenin was to be done as this kind of authoritarian Lenin, and now you have the Lenin in the State of Revolution, where you have more of this anarchist or libertarian Lenin or whatnot, right? And the reason for that is because, like, insofar as capitalism is contradictory, so must a party or whatnot, or so must any sort of force that is trying to, or any sort of movement that's trying to overcome capitalism. So too must be dialectical or whatnot, right? Okay, yeah.